Bitcoin right now is coming back up to test this very important level. And in this video today, I'm going to share with you what my outlook is for 2026, what we could potentially do in price action. And I'm going to put my on the line so that we could potentially see what it is that we could look for in terms of where Bitcoin could sit at price going forward for 2026. Now, if you have some patience with me, I'm going to show you my trades. I'm potentially going to take some profits on this video for some of those trades, maybe leave some open, but I'm going to share with you exactly what's going on. And if you want to see what it is that I've been doing, make sure to hit my Telegram group. It is down in the description of the video below. I will be posting the trades that I have been making there. And if you want, been taking profit there, if you want to trade with me and make profits like that, well, then you should be subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. So thank you for being here with me once again. I haven't done a video for you in a couple days again. The last one I did for you is it's over, but of course, that is the biggest lie in crypto right now, because it isn't over. We are literally right now seeing Bitcoin break out of the symmetrical triangle, retest a very strong resistance area, okay, as you can see here right now. And soon, potentially, we could continue up. Now, if we want something that's a little bit more fundamental, we can use the Fibonacci. If we pull the Fibonacci from the top to the bottom of the move, you can see that the 618 is all the way up here at 108,000. So on a successful breakout of this zone here right now, I would presume we would probably do something like this and then bump up to the 618. At that point, if we do create a lower high somewhere within this region over here, I would expect us to potentially have a harder sell-off going into 2026, perhaps the latter end of the year. But for now, right now, we're looking a little bit more bullish. We have our UT bots telling us to buy right at the breakout. And that's why UT bots, they may not always be the most accurate, but they are very much often accurate. Check them out, use them. I think they're a really good tool to consider. It works on all time frames. You just have to be relatively quick on your action feet and then use your other indicators to determine. But the one indicator for Bitcoin, for your long-term view, that I have to constantly share with you is always going to be the US PMI manufacturing index, right? So right now sitting at 58.5, you can see once again, that's the sell zone and that's the buy zone. I would expect us to start to maneuver our way up. Okay, this is obviously on the weekly, this line here. So if we had to go, on the monthly. So if we had to pull this line up here like that, we're really having a little bit of a nice bounce there. Let's remove that guy. We're having quite a nice bounce here. I would presume that we would at least get back up to the 80 odd region, somewhere at least up here. At that point, we're probably going to have a sell-off. And at that point, you want to know, get out of the market, take profits, and do what you need to do. And you would know that if you have been watching the last couple videos that I have been doing, because we literally have had some serious pump in altcoins over the last few days. Now, speaking of altcoins, we could possibly see altcoin season right now. But before I do that, what I do want to let you know is that your layer ones, your blue chip altcoins, XRP, Cardano, Avalanche, Polkadot, Ethereum, Hyperliquid, and so on and so forth, BNB. These are tokens you should actually constantly be stacking and storing for long-term value and returns. Those are assets, honestly, you probably shouldn't be selling. I'm not going to tell you what to do because altcoins, as you can see, literally bleed like 90 to 99% against Bitcoin and USDT when they go into bear market cycle. But the point being, my friends, is that the honest truth is you should be stacking those ones, because those ones are going, they've been around for a long time, and they're going to continue to be around going forward into the future. Now, obviously, using that same mindset about Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course, Ethereum follows Bitcoin's moves every single time. It just follows the lead like a dog on a lead. Okay, that's just what it does. It literally follows the shadow of Bitcoin. And so you need to understand that really we're at a bottom point here. And when we do break out, we see massive rallies in altcoin season. I will share with you right here, right now, that the total crypto market cap, this is total 3, okay, just for reference, also signaled to us to buy. We're right down here. We got told to buy. Why did we get told to buy? Well, because we were busy breaking out of the downsloping trend line. We bottomed out, okay? Look at the bottoming pattern there. I bet you if I had to add my MACD here, my stochastic here, you would see, where is it? Stochastic RSI. There you go. Look at that. Okay, we're actually at the top there. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, yeah, excuse me. The divergence. Yeah, not quite, but yes, it is. That's a little bit higher than that right there. But guys, it was time for a rally nonetheless. Okay, so what we could do right now is we could expect to see a pump up into this zone here, like I've said, pulling us back into this very much symmetrical triangle that we were forming, that we faked out of right now. This was a flush out to get you out of your altcoins. And if you don't believe me, well, my friends, you're going to see this pump up into this zone, probably rest in here a little bit, and watch this very closely now. For the Bitcoin chart on Bybit, I will show you at the end of the video only. We end this symmetrical triangle at the end of April, beginning of May. Isn't that next to the midterm re-elections? Hold that thought. Make sure that you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. And if you are watching this video and part of the 80% of you that are watching this video and are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe, my friends. You're going to make money with me. I can assure you that. So, of course, this video isn't financial advice, but you want to make money. I want to make money, and I want to make money with my community. And I want everybody to make money. So the only way that we're going to do that together is to support each other. Now, 2026 is going to be a rock star of a year. So make sure you buckle up and you enjoy the rocket ride that we will experience at some point or another. Because when that does happen, we're going to see massive rallies. Mr. Jerome Powell basically gave every bank in America the go signal for Bitcoin and crypto. They're coming for your bags. We've been telling you this for a very long time, my friends. So
our role with Bitcoin really is to look at, with crypto, really is to look at the banks, and you know, we think it's, you know, banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers as long as they understand and can manage the risks, and it's safe and sound. As a good number of our banks that we regulate and supervise do that. You know, the threshold has been a little higher for banks engaging in crypto activities, and that's because they're so new. And you know, we don't want to make the mistake. If you're making a choice to conduct that activity inside a bank, which is inside the federal safety net with deposit insurance, then you want to be pretty sure that it's safe and sound activity. So, you know, we're not against innovation, and we certainly don't want to take actions that would cause banks to, you know, to terminate customers who are perfectly legal.
Doesn't come as a surprise, right? They eventually had to surrender because, my friends, this is exactly the moment you should be positioning yourself. And if you're only coming into crypto right now, I can tell you, You're now behind the institutions. But if you have been subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community, then my friend, you would have been stacking and racking your crypto for some time now, building and growing your portfolio. So if you'd like me to do a portfolio video and a portfolio update, let you know what narratives, what potential tokens in those narratives I'm looking at, well, my friends, then make some noise on the channel. Obliterate the like button. I want to see at least 10 likes on this video, and I want to see at least more than 100 views on this video for me to do that. So make sure you share it as far and wide as you possibly can. The CEO of Chase goes national on national TV and says crypto is better than the current financial system. The experiment phase is over. This is the pivot of the century. What? The man that sneakily buys Bitcoin under your nose while telling you it's the worst asset in the world and it's more worthless than toilet paper that's been used. You know, come on, ladies and gentlemen. These people are officially going to try and take your Bitcoin from you. Use your ledger down in the description of the video below and ensure that you protect your sovereignty and your sovereign wealth with ledger, and make sure that you store those codes. It's very simple to remember that. If you can remember anything else, write those things down, store them somewhere, and make sure that you become your own bank.
It's becoming more effective, more efficient, because people are finding ways to do it faster and cheaper, permissioned or not permissioned. Smart contracts, I think, will probably be real. Blockchain is real. It's been around for quite
in the fact that he was incorrect in his statements. But was he actually incorrect? I don't believe he was incorrect. Instead, he was playing the game, and you should understand how to play the game. Because right now, you will see in the altcoin where we're at right now. Look at the volume. A lot stronger buys than there are sells within this region. Now, the one thing I do want to share with you is that if you're going to have a look at the actual chart, let's go and add our stochastic RSI. All right, and have a look at the bullish divergence. That is to absolutely rip it up. Now, every single time this happens, okay, have a look at my vertical red line here. Every single time that it happens, buy, pump to the top of the zone. Now, this was the time where the stochastic was actually completely oversold every single time. Have a look there, oversold, oversold, and oversold. We had the buy signal, okay? And we then have a massive rally to the top side. Could we expect something like this to happen? A breakout of the falling wedge, just by the way, falling wedge, breakout, falling wedge, breakout. Falling wedge coming to a breakout, retest, pump up, hit the top zone, pull back, jump to the top, which means that altcoins would have potentially up to a 500% rally against Bitcoin, meaning that's a 5x against Bitcoin, that altcoin market caps could outperform in the next altcoin season. If you appreciate that and where that's coming from, and you appreciate the chart, make sure to obliterate the like button. Now, before I do that, if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It's very simple to unsubscribe if you don't dig the content or I'm not doing what you like for yourself. I can't please everybody, but what I can do is I can share the content that will blow your mind out. Now let's get tackling with my trades. All right, starting with the Bitcoin chart that I wanted to share with you. Now, what I've gone ahead and done here is I've done a 200-day moving average, all right? And with that 200-day moving average, you can see here that I've drawn these patterns. Right now, we are certainly potentially going to pump up to this zone, which, as I have been speaking to you, and I seem to be the only person on YouTube, I may be misinformed because I can never watch everybody on YouTube, but I may be misinformed, but essentially, I believe that we're going to get up to where that liquidation event happened in October, on the 10th of October. We're going to get up to the resistance level of that candle at the very least. And I will show you, because XRP has done that, and my take profit in XRP was actually hit in early hours of this morning. We will talk about that in a short moment. Of course, I don't want to make the chart too messy, but we have now broken out. Do we confirm a breakout before we come up to the 200 moving average? Hit it here. Now, my friends, this is the critical part. So stay focused with me here. You can see, of course, the bottom line, the bottom purple box, is now a resistance level underneath the 200. The 200 is even underneath it. So even if we had to break out of this zone, which we're currently forming some sort of W pattern already, the target would be there. Okay, just have a look at that. In fact, I'm just going to give you the target, right? Here's the target, okay? And if we had to break out and pull the target, there's the pattern. Isn't it ironic that it brings us right up into that zone? So here's the key about technical trading and technical analysis, right? If we do get above the 200 moving average, bearing in mind that the 200 moving average is a delayed indicator, but it is extraordinarily accurate in determining what it's going to do long term. Now, we don't generally sit under the 200 for very long, and if we are, it's a bear market. Now, once we pull out and break up, which you can see the volume is actually diminishing here at the moment, which is a very much a caution sign. But if we do happen to get a rally and a breakout, I would not be surprised, as I said, if we come up to the 110 odd thousand level. If we happen to get above the 200 moving average, I presume we would break out, hit the all-time high in the upper box here, which would then be at approximately 120,000, pull back, as it always does every single time, back to the 200 to retest, to confirm support, creating a higher low, then breaking out, creating a new high, potentially having a moment pause here before we have a breakout to scare people and potentially pull back before we go on this long, absolutely massive rally going forward. Now, as you can see, I don't actually have a Bitcoin trade, but if we do break out of this pattern here, and we close a candle above this 94,800 level, my friends, I'm going to enter a trade, and you will be the first to know on my Telegram community. So make sure to go check out my Telegram community, where I will start becoming a little bit more active once again. I'm not active at all. I have a ton to do. As you can see here, my trades are all officially 65, 35, 82, 113, 96, 78, 78, 195, and the truth is that, yes, it might be just a few dollars, but it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that you want to take trades in relative risk to your accounts. Now, I am going to potentially look at a Pepe and a Dodge pullback. They've had 80% rallies right now, so I'm going to wait for the pullback, and then I will potentially also look at taking those trades. But for now, if Bitcoin does pump, Ethereum will pump, okay? And as you can see now, I have actually moved my Ethereum stop loss into break-even point here, okay? So I would presume that we would also do the same thing and come up to that candle wicking zone at the very least, which is about 3,800, which is where essentially I will potentially take my profits out on Ethereum, 3,600 to 3,800, okay, which will determine altcoins. You can now see that I am in free trades going forward. my Solana, let's have a look at what's going on with Solana, because you can see the rallies are all going to take place. Okay, and on some of my trades, you will actually see that I have taken profits because some of them have actually rallied so hard. You can see I took a little bit of profit here on AVAX. Okay, and I'm going to wait for the move up to the 200 moving average. Now let's go and have a look at Algo. Okay, Algo is busy rallying. I also took a little bit of profits and I've moved my stop losses up now. So even if they pull back, I'll still make some money here. So some of them are free trades that I'm waiting to move higher. And some of them, I've moved my stop losses almost in the manner of a trailing stop loss. Sure, my friends, you can see here. Now, actually, let's go and have a look at the XRP. In fact, let's go onto the chart for XRP because that will show you where I took profits, right? So you can see XRP has already made its way up to the 200 moving average. That's a risky trade. It made its way back up to the candle. So XRP actually led the charge in the crypto space for this breakout and this rally. Now, at this point, yes, we've had some buying here, but we're under the 200 moving average. I would expect very much a pullback to happen from here. And the why I'm going to say that to you is because that is now the resistance level that we could potentially be seeing. So I'm very grateful. As you can see, I managed, and let's go and have a look at it on the 4 hour, because the 4 hour will give you a great indication if you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community on how you can make money. Because I bought down here, I warned you, I did tell you on the channel, on the community, already 13 days ago, actually, 2 weeks ago, that we were potentially getting ready to set up for altcoin season. Now, my friends, you can see we broke up above the 200 on the 4 hour. We retested and we broke up. We're now at the resistance zone. I took some profits there and I took some profits there. There's nothing wrong with taking profits, right? So take some profits, because at the end of the day, profits are all that matters in your trades. Now, I want to go and show you Sui, because Sui has literally just ripped an arm and a leg here. Okay, look at what Sui has done. Massive breakouts. I took profits at this zone as well. You're probably like, well, what the hell are you doing, dude? Why are you taking profits? Well, because we've had some really good pumps in the market and it's good to take profit. So I would expect we could potentially even have a pullback down to these support zones before we make the next move up to the candle meeting the 200-day moving average. Now, I suppose you can see exactly what it is that I've been doing on my trades. If you want to trade with me and you want to come and make some money with me, make sure you subscribe to the Crypto Bliss community. And if you truly appreciate this and my channel and the community, show some love, obliterate the like button, and we'll see you on the next one. Lots of love, take care, and have a lovely day.